What's going on, guys? My name is Zach, and this is Walk the Park. It's been a couple of months. Life has just been really busy, but I'm back and excited to share this video with you guys. I recorded it back in March when my wife and I took our daughter to go see the Bluey show live for the very first time. So before we get into those exciting festivities, first, let's go for a walk. So for today's walk, I thought we would talk about live entertainment. And you may ask, gee, Zach, just what is live entertainment? And that would be a fair question if you spend any time around Disneyland Resort these days, because it's almost non-existent. Not too long ago, it used to be a part of the very fabric, the DNA of Disneyland Resort. So what happened? Well, some people blame COVID, some people blame money, and then some people blame this guy. What? No, not Blippi. Yeah, that guy. Whoever or whatever you want to blame. I didn't really want to go down a blame game for our walk today. Instead, I just kind of wanted to take a look back, because some of my favorite experiences ever at the Disneyland Resort took place enjoying some live entertainment. So let's look back at the best live entertainment that Disneyland has ever had to offer. Excluded from this list are parades and fireworks shows. Both of those deserve their own list. And so without further ado, number 10 is Mickey's Magical Map. This stage show premiered in May of 2013 over at the Fantasyland Theater in Disneyland Park, where we're headed right now. Mickey came out as the sorcerer's apprentice. He stumbles upon a map that's capable of taking dreamers to any place imaginable. The show comes alive with a company of singing and dancing and a variety of different Disney characters. It was an innovative map. It featured over 1 million pixels and more than 35,000 square inches of LED screen surface. Sections are moved on wagons that weigh more than 9,000 pounds each. I mean, this stage was no joke. And so it was sad that following the 2020 pandemic, this show never made its way back to the Fantasyland stage.
I'm so excited.
I know you are. Coming in at number 9, it's Date Night at Disneyland. Beginning in 1957 on Fridays and Saturday nights over at the Carnation Plaza Gardens, one could head on over there and enjoy a swinging dance hall complete with big band music with jazz legends like Duke Ellington, Benny Goodman, Louis Armstrong, just to name a few. Walt Disney himself was often seen dancing here with his wife Lillian. And despite all of the fanfare, despite just kind of the romantic scene, attendance declined over the decades. Younger audiences moved toward things like dance parties and stuff. And so, unfortunately, back in April of 2012, the venue held its final public swing dance. Today, you can visit the Fantasy Fair, head on over to the Royal Theater and enjoy some storytelling of Tangled and Beauty and the Beast. And while that reopened in 2022, I think mostly just thankful that there was some live theater taking place once again at Disneyland Park. Nothing has topped, I think, the aura of Date Night at Disneyland. Coming in at number 8, it's Star Wars Jedi Academy. This live entertainment started all the way back in May of 2000 at the Disney Hollywood Studios in Florida, part of their Star Wars weekend event. It would later come to Disneyland on October the 1st, 2006, and then in Disneyland Paris, July 11th, 2015. This was a must-experience event if you were a kid during this time, to be able to go and get Jedi training and go one-on-one with Darth Vader himself or Darth Maul, and then later renditions would feature Kylo Ren. You didn't want to miss this. You wanted to be a part of this. You wanted to see your kids be a part of this. It was such a cool event because the kids, obviously, as you can see here, you know, they get the lightsabers, the Jedi robes. They're taught a routine set of sword fighting moves, and it's just I mean, what a cool experience. Today we have Savi's workshop where you can build a lightsaber, and we've got a droid depot, and we have all these cool immersive experiences now at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, which I am not here to belittle those one bit. They are amazing. This was kind of the gateway into live entertainment, Star Wars at Disneyland, and it just deserves a mention on this list. Next on our list, it's live entertainment at the Golden Horseshoe Saloon. Now, it's no surprise that Walt Disney loved Westerns, and he loved American history. And so in the production of his new park, he would create a Frontierland. And inside this Frontierland, Walt really wanted a lively, vaudeville-like venue. And so he creates the Golden Horseshoe Revue. This show was an opening day production, premiering in July of 1955, and Walt loved this show. He loved this show so much, he celebrated his 30th wedding anniversary there. He ran this show from 1955 till beyond his death. It ran until 1986. It holds the Guinness World Record for the longest running stage production, clocking over 39,000 shows during its legendary run. Following this show, you could catch other shows like the Golden Horseshoe Jamboree Show, which ran from 86 to 94, or the Billy Hill and the Hillbillies, which ran from 94 to 2014. You could even catch a character-based show like Woody's Roundup around this time as well. It only ran for a couple of years, but the last show was the Laughingstock Company. This ran from 2012 to 2019. Sadly, since then, the Golden Horseshoe has become nothing more than a quick eatery at Disneyland. And it just makes no sense. I mean, you come in and it's a hot day. What a better thing to have to offer in a land that right now only features one e-ticket ride, a restaurant, a gift shop, and a shooting gallery. What a better thing to offer than some live entertainment where you can cool off, enjoy an ice cream, have a drink, and just get filled with the vibes of being in the old frontier. One day, I hope, one day soon, we will see live entertainment once again at the Golden Horseshoe Saloon. Number 6 on my list of the greatest live entertainment acts in Disneyland history is one of the park's oldest traditions, the Dapper Dans. Now, if you ever walked down Main Street and heard four-part harmony floating through the air, you've experienced something that goes all the way back to 1959. The Dapper Dans have been entertaining guests for more than 6 decades, making them one of the longest-running live acts in Disneyland history. What makes them special isn't just the singing. You see, Walt Disney believed that Disneyland should feel alive. He wanted entertainment to happen everywhere, not just on a stage. The Dapper Dans are a perfect example of that philosophy. They aren't a scheduled show that you sit down and watch. They're just part of the atmosphere. They turn Main Street into a living, breathing small town. Those old-fashioned organ chimes that they use date all the way back to the early 1900s, helping create an authentic turn-of-the-century sound. And that famous 4-seat bicycle that they sometimes ride was custom-built for Disneyland, and it's become almost as iconic as the quartet itself. Another interesting fact is that while you usually only see 4 performers, Disneyland actually maintains a large roster of singers. This allows them to rotate vocal parts and keep harmonies razor sharp throughout the year. Many of them are members of the Barbershop Harmony Society and are among the best vocalists in the country. You see, to me, the Dapper Dans represent something that Disney just doesn't do enough of anymore. Simple,
timeless entertainment that doesn't rely on screens, projections, or IP. Just 4 talented performers creating magic with their voices. And honestly, Disneyland would not feel like Disneyland without them.
Wow, that was really impressive.
That was lovely.
So long forever. Goodbye, Laconia. Goodbye, Laconia. Goodbye, Laconia Island.
Coming in at number 5, it's Rogers the Musical. Now, I know this is going to be a controversial pick for some because it wasn't around very long. But sometimes the show's significance isn't measured by how many years it ran. It's measured by what it represented. When Rogers the Musical debuted in 2023, it became the first major theatrical production to return to the Hyperion Theater following the pandemic shutdown. For a long time, this massive theater sat dark. Many of us wondered if Disney would ever bring back live theater to the space. But then suddenly, the curtain rose again. The show itself was based on a fictional Broadway musical from the Marvel series Hawkeye on Disney+. And while the show kind of got forgotten, the hope that a actual Broadway show for Captain America and a bunch of Marvel characters, well, that didn't die off so quick. And so Disney worked right away in making this a live production and not just a stage parody, but, actual original songs, elaborate costumes, live vocals, choreography. They actually put a surprisingly high production value behind this thing. But what makes Rogers the Musical so important to me goes beyond the show itself. You see, when Avengers Campus opened, many of us believed Disney was moving toward a new model of theme park entertainment, one built around live performances, spontaneous character interactions, and immersive storytelling. And for a moment, Rogers the Musical felt like the next step in that vision. It felt like proof that Avengers Campus wasn't going to just be rides and merchandise. It was going to be driven by live entertainment and real human interaction, something that people were really starving for coming out of the pandemic. But looking back, that vision never materialized. Much of the live entertainment that defined the early days of Avengers Campus has gradually been reduced or scaled back. But for one summer, Rogers the Musical gave us a glimpse of what the future could have looked like. And that's why it lands number 5 on my list. Not just because it was a great show and he's probably one of my favorite superheroes, but because it represented hope. Hope that Disney still believed in ambitious live theater. Hope that the Hyperion Theater still had a future. And hope that live performers would remain at the heart of the Disney experience. Coming in at number 4, it's Fantasmic. Now, Fantasmic completely changed what live entertainment could be at Disneyland. It debuted in 1992. It wasn't built in a theater. It wasn't hidden behind a show building. Disney took the rivers of America, an area that guests walked by every day, and transformed the entire landscape into a stage. Suddenly, the river, Tom Sawyer Island, the sailing ship Columbia, heck, even the sky became part of the show. What's fascinating is that Fantasmic was actually created to solve a problem. Disneyland needed something to keep guests in the park at night and help spread crowds away from Main Street before the fireworks. Instead of building a new attraction, Imagineers created an experience unlike anything theme parks had ever attempted. And think about what made it work. This wasn't just a fireworks show. It combined live performers, stunt work, massive water screens, projections, pyrotechnics, music, character appearances, giant moving set pieces, all happening at the same time. In 1992, that was revolutionary. One of my favorite details is that the entire show takes place inside Mickey Mouse's imagination. That's why the show can jump from pirates to princesses to villains to dragons, without ever feeling like random. It's a dreamscape where Disney's greatest heroes and villains all collide. And of course, there was that dragon. For decades, seeing Maleficent rise above the river became one of the most iconic Disneyland moments that every guest remembered. The biggest compliment that I can give Fantasmic is this. Almost every Disney Nighttime Spectacular that came after it owes something to Fantasmic. World of Color, nighttime projection shows, castle spectaculars, they all borrowed from ideas that Fantasmic helped pioneer. For more than 30 years, Fantasmic isn't just a show. It's been a Disneyland rite of passage.
Some imagination, huh?
Coming in at number 3, it's the Candlelight Processional. This event first took place in 1958, and it is one of the few entertainment offerings in the park that Walt Disney personally witnessed. And so in a park that's constantly changing, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty remarkable. What has always stood out too about the Candlelight Processional is its scale and who participates. You know, we're not just talking about some, Disney cast members here. We're talking community choirs, church choirs, student groups, musicians and volunteers from across Southern California, a celebrity that comes and reads the Christmas story. I mean, I don't think it's a coincidence that this tradition has survived all these years and has turned Main Street USA into a grand cathedral. Walt Disney, throughout his life, talked positively about faith, family, and the values that helped shape his worldview. Those values were important enough to Walt that he made room for a public presentation right here in the heart of Disneyland of the Christmas story. That's why the Candlelight Processional ranks so high on my list. It's not just entertainment. It's one of the last living connections to Walt's Disneyland, a tradition that reflects the community, the history, and the values that helped shape the park from the very beginning. Coming in at number 2, it's Frozen live at the Hyperion. When Frozen first opened in 2016, Disney was not just putting together another theme park show. I mean, a standard had already been set at the Hyperion Theater. Not to mention the fact that Frozen had made over $1 billion at the box office. And so folks were clamoring for Frozen, but they also wanted high quality entertainment at the Hyperion Theater. And so what we ended up with was high production with massive sets and elaborate costumes and stunning projections. They had some of the most talented actors and singers that Disney had ever assembled for a theme park show. Everything about this show felt ambitious. The show's most famous moment, of course, was Let It Go. Even today, if you were to ask someone who saw it, they would tell you that Elsa's on-stage transformation was one of the greatest effects ever performed at a Disney park. One moment she's standing there and she's in her coronation dress, and then the next she transforms into the Snow Queen right before our very eyes. And I don't care how many times you saw it, it never stopped being impressive. But unfortunately, in March of 2020, everything stopped. Like the rest of Disneyland Resort, the Hyperion Theater went dark, and unfortunately, the cast of Frozen and the production staff there were laid off in October of that year. Now Disney cited financial realities of bringing back such a large and expensive production in a post-pandemic environment with a massive cast, orchestra, technicians, stage crew, daily operating costs. Frozen became one of the many entertainment offerings that just didn't survive. And that's part of what makes this show so memorable. Unlike a lot of Disney productions that slowly fade away over time, Frozen just ended. I mean, one day it was entertaining a packed house, and the next performance turned out to be the final one. For those who experienced it, though, Frozen remains a reminder of what the Hyperion Theater can be and should be when Disney fully commits to live entertainment. It was spectacular, it was ambitious, man, it was unforgettable. And that's why it comes number 2 on my list.
And coming in at number 1, it's Disney's Aladdin, a Musical Spectacular. I mean, honestly, are we surprised here? I don't even think this one's close. For 13 years, from 2003 to 2016, the Hyperion Theater would pack its 1,984 seats for audience to see what I believe was the greatest theme park stage show ever produced. It wasn't just good for a theme park. It was a phenomenal musical. It was Broadway quality sets with costumes and incredible choreography, memorable, nostalgic songs, amazing special effects, a talented cast. Well, speaking of the cast, there was the Genie. Genie's performance was never the same twice. Every actor brought his own personality, his own style of comedy, his own improv. Current events, pop culture, local jokes, no two performances were ever exactly alike. It gave people a reason to come back again and again, because every show felt fresh. In fact, many guests would intentionally see the show multiple times, including myself, just so that we could see what else the Genie was going to say. And while the Genie often stole the show, he was surrounded by an incredibly talented cast. The flying carpet scene, it wowed audiences of all ages every time. But I think what truly made Aladdin number 1 was its consistency. For over a decade, it delivered Broadway caliber performances several times a day, almost every day of the year. Millions of guests experienced it, and for many families, seeing Aladdin, well, it became a part of their Disneyland tradition, like riding Space Mountain or eating a churro. Disney has produced some incredible live entertainment over the years, but nothing, and I mean nothing, has ever compared to the perfect combination of talent and humor and heart, spectacle, and nostalgia, and rewatchability that Disney's Aladdin, a Musical Spectacular, has delivered. It's the show that set the standard, and 20 years later, I don't think anything has surpassed it. That's going to do it for our walk today. Thanks again for walking with me. Make sure to like and subscribe so we can go on more walks together. I hope your day is filled with as much joy as my daughter's was seeing Bluey live. I hope we see more live entertainment at Disneyland. It brings so much life and happiness to the experience. As our time comes to a close, if you're going through a difficult season, know you're not alone. And remember what the founder said: keep moving forward.